Hey everyone, welcome back to Shed Talks. I'm Mark Allen. This is month 5 of pandemic, shelter in place, different aspects of it, things opening up, things closing down, the US looking like what the heck is going on, right? And so here we are. I just wanted to come to you today to maybe toss some ideas your way. When things are challenging, I always try to look at them and go, what is it that I'm supposed to be learning from this? What's the lesson? Because we'll always make it through tough times. I mean, look back at your life. You probably had a lot of things that in the moment seemed completely impossible to get through or very difficult, challenging, like, why is this happening to me type of situations. You made it through all of them, right? So we will all make it through this at some point. But if all we do is just make it through it, then it will have been an empty period in our lives. So I've been asking myself this: what is it that I'm supposed to be getting out of this? What is it that you might be getting out of this? The answer is probably going to be very different for each person because our experience of it is going to be different. Maybe it's just a time to draw back a little bit from a lot of the things that we do that are, how would I describe it? High intensity. So, there's no stadium football games going on, no stadium basketball games, baseball games. Those are high intensity moments where there's, thousands of people gathered together. The sound is intense, the experience is intense. It really just like hits you on this deep level. Those of you who had races coming up this year, whether they're marathons or triathlons or cycling races, and they're all canceled, you're missing that high intensity experience, right? I mean, all of us are finding that. Maybe your job has been canceled, and in some ways, jobs can be high intensity experiences. Maybe you're at home, and it's more of kind of like this day to day, slow, steady grind of trying to keep up with things and adapt to a world where we can't do our normal stuff. Maybe there's a lesson in there. Maybe we're learning how to just experience life on a very basic level. I mean, think about our ancient ancestors. They didn't have stadium events, they didn't have races to go to, but I'm sure they were pretty happy. What were they doing? They were hanging out with their families, with their relatives, with their friends. They were watching sunrises and sunsets. They were basically taking care of life, gathering food, cooking food, making sure their shelters were safe and okay, taking care of each other. And maybe that's something else that we're seeing here. With everything stripped away, it's easy to start to see some of the really, I guess you'd say, big things that are going on that maybe we avoid when we're busy with everything else. Black Lives Matters. I was in Burbank just recently doing some work for a company named Tonal. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out, tonal.com. That's not an ad, but it's a cool product. But anyway, there were people camped on the sidewalks, just blocks away from Sunset Boulevard, living on the street, no homes, no jobs, nothing other than the tent and the stuff that they had around them on the street, looking in garbage cans for food. This is a problem. How could we let someone sink to that level where they can't even live what I would call kind of a base existence in life? Maybe that's part of this time. I'm trying to figure out how to live my own life, and just in the sense of having gratitude and sort of experiencing a lower level of high intensity fulfillment. So what do I mean by that? Well, we haven't had any surf here in Santa Cruz, so my sort of kind of go-to thing has been gone. But I've gone out and I've been taking a longboard out, and I've just been paddling and just prone paddling on this board, going the length of the beach and then coming back. It takes me about 45 minutes, and just experiencing the beauty of the ocean, which I have never done in that very calm sense before. In fact, today I set a world's record. I surfed the smallest wave that I have ever done in my life. It was about this big, barely enough energy to get me up on my feet. So what am I saying? Well, maybe there's small things that are going on that we've never experienced before. Maybe we are learning how to just inherently be sitting on our porch and be going, wow, I have life, I have my family, I have my friends. Some of you have lost family and friends, and I send out my condolences for that. But my life is going on. I'm like that sunrise or that sunset. I'm going to get up in the morning and I will carry on. So I'm not providing any answers or solutions to how we make it through this time. I'm just saying that there are going to be lessons that all of us will learn that will be priceless in the future. Today, I think I learned one of them. As I was paddling, I had my end point, my goal point of where I wanted to end up and finish my paddle. And it was a group of surfers that were on the far end of this area that I surf at. And I was paddling, and it seemed like I should be getting closer, and I was getting closer, but it never felt close until I almost got right up next to them. You know, I'm getting closer, but they seem far away. It doesn't seem like I'm really getting there until I was finally almost right next to them. And as I was paddling, I was kind of also looking backwards, thinking, I should be further away from that landmark that I just passed. It seems like forever ago, but it's just still kind of standing right there. Even though I am further from it, it seems like it's never going to get out of my sight. And so that could also be how things are going right now for people. We are taking those steps forward one day at a time, one step at a time. We are moving through this. We haven't distanced ourselves from the difficulties and challenges, and we don't really know where that end point is. Even though we're getting closer to it, we don't really feel like it's close yet. Have faith. We'll get there. All of us together. Mark Allen for Shed Talks. Keep going. Keep taking those steps to take care of yourself. My athletes that I coach, I keep telling them, just keep training. It doesn't matter if there's a race. Just enjoy getting out there, moving your body, staying healthy, doing something positive for you, your mindset, being an example for others around you. Mark Allen for Shed Talks. We'll see you soon.